friends, welcome back to Quick Poetry Knowledge. I am Tehjibin Hussain and today I am going to start with the explanation of Robert Browning's poem Porphyria's Lover. In my previous video, I had already given an introduction on what a dramatic monologue is, because this poem is a dramatic monologue. So if you haven't checked out that video, please do so. I will be attaching the link in the description box, and you will also find this video, my previous video, on the end screen of this one. So without much delay, let's get started. This poem first appeared in the year 1836. So it starts like this. The rain set early into night, the sullen wind was soon awake. It tore the elm tops down for spite, and did its worst to vex the lake. The rain set early into night. So the lover is describing the scene here. He is alone in a cottage and he is waiting for his lady love. And as he is waiting for his lady love, Porphyria, he is describing the scene. The rain set early into night. That means it is raining and the rain has started falling quite early. The sullen wind was soon awake. The word sullen describes his mood. The lover is quite depressed because the weather outside is not friendly, and he has the feeling that maybe Porphyria might not show up. So the sullen wind was soon awake, and these words also personify the wind. The wind is being described as a human being, as though he was sleeping for a while and suddenly he wakes up, and as soon as he wakes up, the wind starts creating havoc all around it. It tore the elm tops down for spite. Spite means anger. The wind is angry, and the top of the elm trees are being torn down, and did its worst to vex the lake. Vex means to anger, arouse the anger of the lake. That means even the lake has taken an ugly turn, and the lake is angry. I listened with heart fit to break, and the lover, he is listening with heart fit to break. That means he's almost sure that in this type of weather, his lady love will not show up. She will not appear. I listened with heart fit to break when glided in Porphyria. But right at that moment, when he was almost giving up hope that Porphyria may not show up, she enters the cottage. When glided, that means she walked in gracefully. Straight she shut the cold out and the storm. And the moment this lady walked into his cottage, the cold was gone, because the lover started feeling warm. He felt happy to see his beloved. When glided in Porphyria, straight she shut the cold out and the storm, and kneeled and made the cheerless grate. And then she kneeled down and started working on the fire and made the cheerless grate blaze up. So previously the fire was not burning properly, but now she works on the fire and makes it burn brightly, and all the cottage warm, and as a result the cottage becomes quite warm. Which done, and after this act she rose, she stood up, and from her form, that means from her body, withdrew the dripping cloak and shawl. So she was wearing a coat and a shawl, and both the coat and the shawl had become wet, and she removes them and laid her soiled gloves by, and her hand gloves had also become wet, and she removes her gloves, untied her hat and let the damp hair fall, and she removed her hat and let her wet hair fall on her shoulders, and last she sat down by my side, and then she sat down beside her lover and called me, and she called out his name. That means these words show that Porphyria was in a very seductive mood, and she was waiting to surrender. She was waiting to give in to her lover. When no voice replied. Now what is the reaction of the lover? The lover, the speaker in this poem, in this dramatic monologue, he doesn't speak, he doesn't respond. He's debating what to do. We'll come to know about this later. So when no voice replied, she put my arm about her waist. But although he did not respond, Porphyria was very confident about his love for her. So she put his arm about her waist and made her smooth white shoulder bare, and she exposed her white shoulder and all her yellow hair displaced, and her yellow hair, it started spreading all across her shoulder, and stooping made my cheek lie there. And then she bent down and made his cheek, her lover's cheek, lie on her bare shoulder, and spread over all her yellow hair, and then her yellow hair was spread over her shoulder, murmuring how she loved me. And as she did this, she also started talking to her lover. She said in very soft, low voice, murmuring how she loved me. Now this very these very words, murmuring, Porphyria murmuring in order to declare her love to her lover, shows that she is trying to enter into a relationship with him in a secret way, because she comes from a different background. She comes from a noble family, and she's rich, she's beautiful, and he is poor, and maybe that is why society does not look fairly upon their relationship, and as a result she is afraid to declare her love in public, but in private, now secretly she is here and she murmurs that she is in love with him. Moreover, how she murmuring how she loved me, she too weak for all her heart's endeavor. And as she murmurs, she also says that she is weak for all her heart's efforts to set its struggling passion free. That means she is not in a position to express her passion. She is not in a position to express her passion in a free way. From pride and vainer ties the savior. She is proud because she belongs to a noble family, and she is proud of her societal connections, and she is vain because of her her social standing, her financial situation, and as a result she also cannot disconnect herself from all these things, and these are the things that she confesses before her lover on this particular night when she has come to meet him secretly. But passion sometimes would prevail, and then she continues to say that sometimes her passion for her lover, it would become very powerful, like on this particular night when she is here with him. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain. And she also says that on that particular night she had left a party, a celebration outside with her friends and family, and nor could tonight's gay feast restrain a sudden thought of one so pale, because all of a sudden, while she was in the middle of her party, she remembered her lover, who was all alone, solitary in his cottage, waiting for her. So a sudden thought of one so pale, pale means depressed, dejected. The lover was, she assumed that her lover would be depressed because if he did not see her, for love of her, and all in vain. Because the lover was so much in love with her, but the result was that it was a fruitless kind of love, because Porphyria was not in the mood to give lifelong commitment to their relationship. So she was come through wind and rain, and as a result she had come to meet him through wind and rain to express her love for him for that particular night, although it would not be a permanent kind of relationship. So we'll continue with this poem in my next video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, consider doing so. Give it a like, and I'll see you soon. Bye.